When I see a black man and one man, I think of strength, black empowerment we have within, building community development. Let's continue to build our own. Let's continue to stay strong. Motivation, no matter the hate, no stopping. You just go. Listen up to Quan, John, and Queen P for giving us a voice. Speak up for what's yours and yell and make that noise. We are kings and we are queens. Melanated royalty, just getting started. Loving self, self and knowledge. Stack that wealth. Motivational motors, y'all.
Let me know about these talk shows. What's going on and how did you develop them? What are they about? And how could people get on the talk show? Because I know they're going to be wondering, how can I get on Wanda D's talk show?
Absolutely. Well, we have several different ways. Okay, so let me just say from the perspective of what I do, sure. I help entrepreneurs, business owners, coaches, authors, artists get more exposure through media. And I help people develop like their own platform as well as how they connect and collaborate to the community. That's what we do. So on the, and I got started from a need, everything. It's almost like, I serve in everything I do, but it's also a reason why I need to do it because it's connected to what I do and what I am about.
Absolutely.
And when I was in real estate, or I should say not when I was in real estate, before I think it was like 2008, 2009, when the market started changing in real estate in the States, we kind of went through a bubble, the bubble burst in the economy. Yep. So I had to, that's when I started my very first show, and it was called Wanda D TV, Real Estate and More, because at that time I was heavily involved in real estate. I sat on the board of directors and just did a lot of things. And the market was changing, and most of the brokers were taking a cut in pay. Well, I had to figure out how I could not take a cut in pay, because I can't take no cuts in pay.
No.
So I started the talk show, and the talk show gave an outlet of first of all, I put myself in a position to be different from the other realtors that have properties. So I would showcase my properties on the show, and then I would bring the community in, because wherever you buy, you're buying the community.
That's
so
right.
I would bring some of the community leaders in to talk about what's going on in the community and a nonprofit. And in 30 minutes, and in 30 minutes, we did a show that then I could show my potential client why they should hire me and why they should pay me more money.
That's right.
I'm not your average realtor.
You're not. That's right.
I'm the powerhouse coming through to get it done. I said, because first of all, I'm gonna know everything about your neighborhood that you probably didn't know.
That's right.
And your community and the people in your community. So that's how that show started. And fast forward, I Am Enough talk show, Where Your Dreams Matter, is basically it's open to just showcase the individuals that I talk to, digging in deeper to their why of why they're doing a story. Because you talked about commitment. People sometimes don't have a strong enough why they're doing it. That's why they can't hold true to doing it. So we dig into that, and then we then do some things in turn for our clients, like if they need professional pictures, they need movie reels, they need everything. So it's like a production within a production. Right. And so we have the I Am Enough talk show. I'm also a part of Grady Baby Radio, which that's a radio show syndicated. So we have that. I am the marketing director of that show. And also Wanda D, the Wanda D HOLLIS show. So
you busy, you doing your thing.
And Wake Up Winning for entrepreneurs. We do that.
Wake up. What was the word?
I saw that. Wake Up Winning.
Wake Up Winning.
Wake Up Winning. I like that. I like the acronym. Wake Up Winning.
Yeah.
So how can people get on the talk show?
Yeah. What do they do?
So the best way for people to reach us is you can send one email. if you want to send an email directly to me,
you're funny.
That would be Wanda D at IamEnough365.com. That's Wanda, the letter D at IamEnough365.com and just state what you need. So if you say, hey, I am a, whatever, and I want to do this, then I can say, okay, well, you'll fit best on this particular platform.
Right.
Because we have several different platforms.
We'll have all your links in the description. All your links to how you can be reached will be in the description. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so that's basically, that's what we do, because, I like helping people get to their target.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't be in business and not get exposed.
That's right.
You can't be a secret agent.
And be vulnerable. That's right. You have to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Some shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah, you have to just do it in with the authenticity of doing it.
Right.
That's right.
Like I don't have to become, Quan John to do it.
Right.
I don't have to become,
Queen
Portia to do it. I could just do it from my perspective. That's what I try to help people understand, how to mold out their own perspective.
Right.
And that's what I like to hear, because I preach this every day to these to the young impressionable people of the world. I'm like, you are you. Mm-hmm. We all come with our shortcomings. Usually your shortcoming down the road is actually your strength. Okay, I'm actually legally blind in both eyes, Wanda, legally blind. However, had it not be for this legal blindness, I wouldn't have the incomparable vision that I had. So actually, this right here made things so evident and vivid. You know what I'm saying? If you give me my eyes, I'm probably deaf, dumb, and blind. Literally, you know what I mean? Figuratively.
It's interesting that you said that, because as I drove in today, and I was saying, I need to be present. I need to be present. Okay. Right. And the reason why I said that is because, and stop me if I'm getting off track, but
no, not at all.
As I had some things come up, and I knew I couldn't deal with that. It's like, I cannot deal with that right now. Like mentally, I can't deal with that. Physically, I can't deal with that. Right. What can I deal with? I can deal with driving this 40-minute drive and paying attention. Right. So what did that look like? I saw the collection of flowers. I saw various trees. I saw the birds. I heard everything. I came to a 4-way stop, and I literally looked and I said, okay, somebody's advertising something over there. There's a stop sign. There's this way. There's a patch of flowers. I was in the moment, and that's the appreciation that we have to start having.
I agree.
In life. Yeah. Totally. So that's that sight you're talking about.
Right.
When you're in the moment, you can feel like this is what's relevant is right now.
Right now.
This is what's relevant. Yeah.
It's funny that you describe
race.
that, because people call that grounding, but it's usually used as a tactic for somebody who is having like a panic attack or something like that. They call it grounding. That means you have to find some things that you can see, find something you can smell, something that you can hear, something that you can touch, because it puts you in the moment. So if you're having like a panic attack or something, it calms you down. But I didn't even realize that you should be doing that even if you're not having
all the time.
That's right.
If you're just busy and you got a bunch of stuff on your mind, just do a bit of grounding right then and right there. Be in the moment. Like you said, be present. So that's crazy. I never heard anybody say that they did that just cause, without having some psychotic break.
Yeah, without somebody saying, okay, this is what you do. Because think about it. You will get a text message or something like that, or a phone call. And the phone call could be, and I'm just going to be, very, very transparent. Like one of my best friends passed.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
And thank you. And I said, okay, well, I have a day. I still have to be in a day.
Yeah.
I have to be in this day.
That's right.
This day, there's a lot of responsibilities on my plate. So how do I do that? I can't think about what that activity is going to look like, or even within that loss of person, because first of all, I understand spirit never dies, but of course we have these situations in our life that causes our moods to change and our moods to swing, and we're lonely and we're depressed and we feel a certain way. It's like, you know what? I don't have time for any of that right now.
Right.
Because I have things to do.
Right.
So how do I do that? Well, the best thing to do is look at nature. Look how yielding nature is. Look how responded that nature responds to you. Like when you go out there, you don't have to tell the birds to sing. They're going to sing.
That's right.
And the birds sing all the time.
Right.
Like at nighttime, go outside where it's night and do some moon watching.
Right.
And you'll hear the birds singing.
Right.
It's the most beautiful thing ever. And as I do that, I then stay connected to the appreciation of life, period. And when you do that, then even though I had a situation, I'm still here. I'm alive.
Right.
So I have to appreciate being alive by everything that I do, every action that I take, every emotion that I take on. Let me appreciate life.
That's right.
If we did that, if we all did that,
we
would take over this planet.
Straight up. And we probably live longer too.
We would, absolutely.
Because you know that sounds like, to me, when you're describing that, the one word that comes to mind is clean. And I know that might sound crazy, but it sounds so clean to me. Like, I feel like life can get so messy, so muddy, even my own brain, like my emotions, my thoughts, whatever I'm thinking about in that moment, it could just kind of get all muddy and dirty and just, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's a lot of gunk going on up here. But if I'm doing that and I'm looking at all these things, like you said, you were talking about, like, just go out at night and still hear the birds, it just sounds so clean. And I like clean. I used to be a germaphobe, not anymore. I have overcome my germophobia, but
I don't think you ever overcome that, but okay.
I have. Thank you very much.
Not you personally. I'm just saying personally. That's my personal opinion. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I feel like I have overcome my germophobia.
Okay. All right. Okay.
The idea of that sounds so clean.
You're managing it, right?
No, I've overcome it.
She's overcome it.
I'm sorry. I apologize. You know what I mean? I can't. I'm not judgmental. I'm not judging you. You know what I mean? I do see a little speck of dirt right there that you can get right there.
The point is the idea of grounding myself and just loving life and appreciating nature, which I like. Honestly, I do a lot. When me and my husband, we go walking, I'm just like, the sunset always gets me. Always gets me, no matter what. Like, or
very
when
romantic
it's a full moon and we're walking home, I'm like, babe, look at the moon. And he'll look at me first, then he'll look up at the moon. But because I love that, I love nature. I do. I love nature. But what you're describing, I've never done that type of thing before. And it just sounds so clean. It sounds so
Do it. You're going to thank yourself. And the reason why we don't do that is because we weren't taught to do it.
Thank you. Hallelujah.
The reason why we weren't doing it because we weren't taught the power of when we do it.
You know what?
It's very empowering when you learn that you are connected to nature, not disconnected from nature. Yes. So your healing can be faster, your recovery can be faster, your portals can open, your creativity can raise in that vibration that the planet gives you.
And
I think a lot of us, and I can only speak for Black people, a lot of us are walking around with PTSD and we're undiagnosed. You understand? Many of us are walking around with these emotions, these repressed feelings inside, and we're trying to suck it up and we're trying to grin, but you can see right through us that we are not happy. And I give my students, I give them the question. I ask them the fundamental question. I say, yo, check it out. I'm going to put the most traumatic thing that can happen to you in your life. Someone, as you said, your friend, someone passes away that you really, 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 really love. You have two options in this lifetime. There's no gray area. You have two options. One, you can say, damn, why they here today? And tomorrow you can say, damn, why they not here? And Thursday you can say, damn, why they not here? Or you can say, you know what, I'm going to be cognizant enough to live the legacy that they have left. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to fulfill all the goals that they couldn't. And I'm going to live up to all the expectations that they had. And I'm going to be who I told them I was going to be. And I'm going to do this. And I'm going to make this happen. You know what you're going to do? You're going to utilize that traumatic experience to push you to become a success. You see how you have, this is what you've done. You've made a bad experience turn into a good outcome.
Yeah.
And a lot of us, we don't make that we don't, like Wanda said, we don't know how to make that transition. We haven't been taught to make that transition. We have been taught that we must stay in these bad circumstances. We must keep on feeling bad. We must keep on being bad.
But because the main thing that we're taught is that we have to be quiet about it. Shut up. Deal with it. Just close your mouth and deal with it. Push on. You'll be all right. Close your mouth, push on. You're good. And see, that's why we talk about it all the time, and it bugs me so much. Like, it infuriates me, honestly. The fact that there's so much information that we learn when we're well into our adulthood, but other races, other people will be born into that knowledge. How come we don't know stuff from birth like everybody else does? Like, why is that a thing? And it infuriates me. And that's why we're going to talk about it at the Emancipation Movement on Juneteenth. Because it's like, that information, every aspect of Black life is so important. And yet somehow Black people are taught to not talk about it, or if they know how to fight certain things, you're not supposed to share it, that you're supposed to be competitive with one another. Like, those things really piss me off. And I'm done.
And they should piss you off, but it's a reason why it's like that. You know, so you're doing a great thing every time you become aware of who you are and what's kind of like, you know, pushing your buttons. But historically, you have to go back. This dates back to slavery. You know, we were made to pit against one another. You know, like the house niggas, the field niggas, you know,
that's
like that was systematic. And then too, even from forms of religion is made to pit against you. You know, everything is created for division and not for inclusion. And these are the problems that we face with today. So thinking about this, and this is why my daily ritual probably looks a lot different from some people's, because I call on my ancestors. You know, I call on this power that we have that's there to guide and show us the way. But when we've been taught to reach for everything external, we forget, or we don't even know how to look inside. You know, it's like you have to realize that you are the outlet. You're not the plug. You're the outlet.
Well put.